What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. So this week, despite a lot of the mod stealing going on and some people taking down their mods, we did get a ton of really good mods this week and a really diverse group. So with that, let's get right into it. So first off, we do have the Midwestern Power Armor. So this is the armor based off Fallout Tactics being one of the original Fallout games, and it's a Brotherhood armor that was featured in that game. And frankly, at the time making this video, we just don't have that many power armor mods. Right now, there's about 7 mods that add in completely new, remodeled, retextured power armors, and this happens to be one of them. For anyone who played Fallout Tactics, or really any of the old Fallout games, this should be kind of a throwback to those, and it's really a lot of fun to play with this armor in a more 3D environment, that being Fallout 4. For everyone else, this is just a really well modeled power armor. It did have some texture issues after launch, but I think some of those were fixed now, and I think there are going to be some more fixes going forward. Otherwise, there's not really anything super complex or crazy about this armor. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple, just adding a new power armor to the game. If you're interested in seeing more about this power armor, I did make a full video covering it, so you could click the card in the top right corner right now, or you could click the link in the description down below. The M1914 Johnson LMG. So this is another pretty simple mod. It adds in the M1914 Johnson LMG to the game. What that is a World War II era LMG, but it's not really an LMG. It handles more like what you would think of an assault rifle today. It does fire a 5.56 round, so nothing crazy with the bullets there, but it does do a lot of damage. I almost think it's a little unbalanced in that sense. The reason it made my list this week is because it's super high quality. There's not a ton of attachments, but the gun itself, the textures, and just the sounds and everything are really well done and well made. It's a beautiful looking weapon, and I definitely think you should check it out, even if you only play around with it for 20 minutes or a half hour. It's a lot of fun in that sense. So at number 3, we do have the Reaper armor. So with the Overwatch hype still in full effect, I did think this would be a good addition to this week's Mods Weekly. Basically, what it does is add in the armor itself, as well as a little lore-y way to incorporate it into the mod. Basically, there's a camp with these new NPCs wearing the armor. They're called the Soul Harvesters, and they're supposed to be like Reaper-esque into the Fallout world. I'm happy the mod author took the extra step in making this camp and just kind of trying to incorporate the armor a little bit better. Although it doesn't really work that well, because when you attack one, none of the other ones respond, so you have to attack each one individually for them to all attack you. And these guys are seriously powerful. I was using the Johnson LMG, and that's a strong weapon, and it didn't really make a dent. I had to go into God mode and just shoot these guys down to take them out. I'm sure with the Fat Man or anything like that, it would be a little bit easier. Nonetheless, I do like the extra effort. As I said before, the armor itself is decent quality. It does have some of those rag physics on the coat, which is really nice. The mask definitely could use some work. I don't think it looks quite like the Reaper mask, but other than that, I really like the armor itself. I think it's a nice, sleek looking, pretty strong armor that is kind of scary, especially for stealthy characters or anything like that. Now we just need a dual wielding mod to really get the whole shotgun thing down, and no, that doesn't exist. I checked, sadly. The Construct a Custom Companion mod. So I actually made or recorded a full video for this, but I didn't really like the way it came out, so I did not upload it. But basically what this mod lets you do is, well, construct a custom companion, or as the mod calls it, a bodyguard. You place down this bodyguard station and you could change all kinds of things about companions, including their sex, race, although it's only human or ghoul, and you could change the way their face looks and all that. You could dress them, give them weapons, and then basically you could kind of set how they react to different combat situations. So if you get attacked, are they going to defend you, go be aggressive, etc. It's a pretty cool mod for those who don't like the companions in the game, or just kind of want some bodyguards around you. You can have multiple of these guys at the same time and then have them on different settings. So I personally liked having a sniper who would kind of stay in the back with an MK14 EBR, which is another mod. The only thing I didn't like about this mod is the stats are kind of mediocre. They're kind of die pretty quick, which is not that nice. There's no real way to change that, which is kind of a bummer, but hopefully we'll see that in a future version. But otherwise, it is a pretty cool mod, and it does allow you to kind of get your own level of customizability on your companions without having to install tons of mods to do so. You have one mod that you can kind of make companions whatever you want them to be and act however you want them to. So at number 5, we actually have another really good companion mod. This one actually being called Beastmaster. What Beastmaster lets you do is take anything you trap in the cages added from Wasteland Workshop, so this includes Deathclaws, Brahmins, etc. Anything you could trap in those cages, you can make your companion. So you craft this little chip to put in them at a chemistry workstation, and then they become your companion with a little bit of extra. You can actually customize some of these, so you could give them nicknames, you could teach them tricks. I personally called a Deathclaw, and it was actually a really strong Deathclaw, which is pretty cool, and we went on our adventure. Me and Spike had our own little thing going. They actually have happiness, so if you don't treat them well, they will become unhappy. If you just make them do tricks all the time, they will become unhappy and eventually won't do tricks for you anymore until you boost their happiness. Not with Deathclaws, but some of the other companions, you could actually add accessories to them. Like I know Brahmin, you could add saddlebags so they could have higher carrying weight, as well as you could give them some body paint. It's really a well fleshed out mod that kind of gives a whole new level to companions, which I really like, especially in combination with the Construct a Custom Companion mod. You could have a pretty cool setup going on here with maybe a massive Deathclaw that will run in and fight to the death, because you can set that here. You can set whether it'll attack on its own, attack to the death, or as soon as it gets low it could run away, and yeah, and then you could have your own little sniper, other custom companion that you made with the previous mod. So these two together were really cool. I was playing a little bit with them, and I would definitely recommend checking them both out. So next up we have the defense gun, which if that name sounds weird, it does. Well, basically what I think happened was I don't think this is an English speaking mod creator. Nonetheless, the mod is super high quality. Basically what it adds is what I think is the Type 100 submachine gun, but it kind of fully fleshes it out. So you could have rifles, snipers, pistols, and like modify this just like you could a like pipe rifle. And everything about this is really high quality. Even the scopes he adds in are like crazy high quality that I'm like, wow, this is just for like a random submachine gun. But yeah, so everything in this is really, the models are really strong, the textures are really strong, the sounds are really strong. So for that reason, it is a really good gun, and I feel like because it's called defense gun, it might get overlooked a little bit. But yeah, so again, I think it's the Type 100. That's what I interpret it as, and yeah, it's basically just a really fun weapon. The rate of fire is really high, especially in the submachine gun part. But otherwise, it does have a lot of features. Like you could change the ammo type to being armor piercing or incendiary rounds. You could change all the different scopes. There's like 4 or 5 custom stocks. So you have like the pipe pistol stock that's just retextured, but then you have totally new modeled and textured wood stocks and some folding stocks. Despite the rate of fire being a little bit too much, the damage is actually pretty much on point. I'm pretty happy with everything about this mod. It's well balanced, looks nice, and all around just a really great mod to add to your game. So to go along with the theme of the defense gun or Type 100, I did also include the Nambu Pistol, and this is actually another really well done pistol mod. So this is done by a different individual. He actually has uploaded this as well as a 1911 at the same time. I didn't do any videos on the 1911. So the Nambu Pistol is really just a simple pistol mod. You could add a silencer or not have a silencer, and that's more or less where the customizability ends, but it's a really high quality weapon, and I think if you're going to use the defense gun or Type 100, you should add this to it. Just get the full experience going on there. And again, it is a really nice sounding, a nice looking weapon. There's just not a ton going on. It's a pretty simple weapon at that, and it's actually pretty strong. So I think it leaves a little bit of a nerf in the damage department. But otherwise, pretty simple, pretty nice. So definitely the simplest mod on this list, we do have the weapon rack bracket, and all this does is allow you to put weapons on the wall or on like the floor or desk or table, and you just place these things down, which are in the crafting menu, and it's just a weapon rack. So you put a weapon on it and it's on display. Really simple, but it works really well, and I think it looks really nice. So I've never done this before, but as a quick honorable mention, I do want to mention Fallout Commander. I did a full video of this yesterday, so I don't want to add it to the list for sake of being redundant, because I did a few videos of a couple of these mods, but this is a really cool mod. I definitely recommend you check it out. I'm going to post a link in the description to it anyway, and basically it lets you create and command your own armies of Fallout troops. So again, I'd recommend you check it out. So at number 9, we do have two Mogambos Spartan battlesuit. So some of you may know, I did make a full video of this earlier in the week, and again, that's what I meant about being redundant. I did do videos on some of these, but nonetheless, what this is a really cool power armor, and the reason I think I like this so much is because basically what this does is go for a certain theme. If it's a totally unique power armor one, so that's awesome. But again, it goes for a theme of being a tanky and powerful suit, and it does that well. It's not really mobile, it's not really good at anything except being a tank. And another little thing is there's no helmet to this suit. So basically you wear this little visor that comes with it, and there's a glass enclosure that watches your face and all that. And otherwise it just looks bulky, it looks tanky, and it does what it's supposed to do well. That's it. I kind of wish I had more to say about it because I do really love this mod so much, but maybe you guys should just check it out on your own. It is a pretty high quality texture. The model is really well done. As I said before, it is have that glass enclosure, which looks really nice. And that's it. So that is another episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. Obviously, this week we did have kind of a combination of Xbox One mods and regular PC mods, so I'm going to try and link those individually in the description down below. Otherwise, I do hope you guys enjoyed. I do also want to mention that I've been getting a lot more views on my videos lately, so I do want to give a big thank you to everyone watching. I really appreciate that, and I'm going to be trying to put out some higher quality content over the next few weeks, so look forward to that. I do have a pretty cool video coming out in the next few days, as well as a new series idea that I want to hopefully, kind of put into production this week. So again, I thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.